I've been teaching for 14 years. It's actually just finished up my last year of teaching, it looks like. So if I stop in the middle and give somebody a hard look because they're not paying attention, just pretend nothing ever happened. You know, some habits die hard. And some of you have already heard this before, so I might be doing that a lot. I want to let you know first off what an incredible honor it is to be up here in front of you today, and one of the greatest honors I could possibly imagine getting. And I want to thank you for being here today to honor our fallen heroes. It is an easy day to use for relaxation as opposed to remembrance, but it is so important that we pay homage to those who paid the ultimate sacrifice to give us our freedom and to protect that freedom. I fear that we have lived free of tyranny for so long now that the word freedom is starting to lose its meaning with us. It seems as though freedom is just becoming a word, that we no longer get that incredible feeling and sense of pride we should get when we hear that word. We are inundated daily with news of riots and protests, atrocities, injustices, scandals, and flag stomping. And there are many out there who believe that that is representative of the United States. As I stand here today, that is not the United States that I see. I see choice. You chose to be here today. After given the opportunity, I chose to speak. We choose where we live. We choose what we do. I also see good in the bad. I see flag stompers who aren't arrested, but instead go home to their families after insulting the very people who protect their freedom to do that. I see protesters being protected by the very people that they are protesting. I see the most giving country in the world. Often, when tragedy strikes, we are the first to respond, whether in nearby Haiti or across the globe in Nepal. I see, as I look throughout the vastness of this great land, an eclectic mixture of cultures, races, and beliefs, living separately, but together. In this, there is one true binding force, and that binding force is freedom, the freedom we often take for granted. Ironically, this very binding force that holds us together is the same force that threatens to tear us apart. If we lose sight of the importance of freedom, freedom will surely be lost. Whether it is the freedom to practice one's own beliefs, or the freedom to burn the flag without going to jail, if it does not harm another, we must continue to defend that freedom. I will tell you this as well. As we move further from God, we move further from freedom. If there has ever been a nation in the world that has been both godless and free, I am yet to hear of it. The natural rights of man are a gift from God. That freedom that we enjoy was born from the recognition of this truth. However, if left to his own devices, man will fail, civility will fade, and government will have to restrict freedoms to avoid chaos. I know this seems cynical, but all is not lost. Look around you today. This tiny country church full of those here to pay homage. Small towns and cities across America today showing love for this country and respect for the fallen defenders. Don't lose the feeling of today tomorrow when it's no longer Memorial Day. Continue to pray daily for our soldiers who fight for our freedom. Today, as I listened to the roll call, I realized that in the past, the roll call was something that I would sit in quiet reverence, but the names were background noise to me. Recently, I've caught myself thinking, listen to every single name. For many of those names, this is the last memory we have for them. and they sacrificed everything for us. So that is the least that we can do. And no one deserves recognition more than the American soldier. Remember, as they fight for our freedoms and the freedoms for others, they sacrifice their own freedom. After work, we go home to our families and we sleep in our nice warm beds. Many soldiers don't get that option. As they fight on the other side of the world, they see news of people disrespecting the very flag that they have sworn to defend, but continue to fight to defend the freedoms of those committing those acts. We put a tremendous amount of responsibility on our soldiers to maintain our freedom, but we must do our part as well. The glue stuck together. Because we do have the greatest fighting force on the face of the planet, the greatest threat to this country is not military action from a foreign adversary, but instead a threat from within. We have growing resentment within the borders of the United States, citizens who hate this country, all while enjoying the freedom and security citizenship brings. This is where our battle lies. We must bring back patriotism. We must recognize that we do have some dark moments in our history, but we must refuse to let those moments define who we are as a country. We must defend the United States from the vitriol spewing of those who redefine the essence of this country. We must raise our children to love freedom and to love America. Let them know the goods and the bads of our history. But let them know how we overcome adversity to become the greatest and most diverse country in the world. We must teach them to stand hand over heart, hats off when the flag passes by, or when the Star-Spangled Banner is being played. We must fight this battle of rhetoric here, at home, as soldiers fight a much more dangerous battle abroad. We must be the ones defining what the United States of America is, not those who seek its demise. As we pay tribute to those who fought and died today, let us remember that we must do our part. In closing, I apologize once again. Some people have heard this a couple times already because I read it a couple years ago at Wesley Chapel, but I felt that it was appropriate for this occasion yet again. Inspired by Paul Harvey's "So God Made a Farmer," I wrote a slightly different variation of that, "So God Made a Soldier." And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, "I need a guardian." So God made a soldier. God said, "I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, march continuously for miles, carrying everything they need to live, eat meals made from a can, be away from family for months at a time, stand guard in the middle of the night, then wake up and do it all over again." So God made a soldier. I need somebody with arms strong enough to carry the wounded, yet gentle enough to care for the starving children of foreign lands. Somebody to fight the enemy, befriend allies, come home hurting, have to wait for recognition for a job well done, and tell the families of lost heroes that their son gave his life for a greater cause, and mean it. So God made a soldier. God said, "I need somebody willing to sit up all night, waiting to be attacked, and watch a brother in arms die. Then dry his eyes and say, 'Your death will not be in vain.' I need somebody who can strip, clean, and reassemble an M60, who can make decisions in the chaos of battle, who can put the mission ahead of his own safety, and who, in enemy territory, will finish his time on guard, then, exhausted from stress and lack of sleep, console a fellow soldier who received bad news from home." So God made a soldier. God had to have somebody willing to fight against all odds with the heart of a warrior and never stop pushing forward no matter how dire the consequences. So God made a soldier. God said, I need somebody strong enough to lose a brother, yet continue the fight, but gentle enough to embrace their infant child whom they have never met, who will risk their own safety to move a family caught in the crossfire from harm's way. It had to be somebody who sacrificed time with family, the comfort of their homes, and warm, home-cooked meals to fight far-off alien lands. Somebody to protect, fight, serve, heal, and be ready to journey into the unknown, simply because it is their order. Who sees all things that would make a man question their faith, yet continue to give thanks to God for their blessings. Somebody give their life for the freedoms of others, who would laugh and then sigh, and then reply with woeful eyes when his son says he wants to spend some time doing what Dad had done. So God made a soldier. Thank you.